Good morning. I just wanted to start things off this morning by drawing attention to what I feel is the significance of CLIL. I mean, CLIL has been now adopted. There's a kind of rush right around the world towards implementing CLIL, certainly in Europe, in many Asian countries, in Latin America. And I think that it's rapidly becoming part of a new sort of orthodoxy about how English should be taught, and indeed the purpose of teaching English. So the first statement is really just to see whether you agree with me that this actually represents some kind of seismic shift away from the kinds of values and practices which I think have been institutionalized in British EFL, and please note I'm making that distinction, English as a foreign language, which is incorporated into the IATEFL name, which have been institutionalized in EFL for over the last 40 years or so, I think. And I think that CLIL is actually part of a wider movement in the teaching of English around the world. We see other trends like the movement downwards in age to young learners, big focus on young learners, with English being introduced in most countries now, I think, in primary schools. CLIL actually fits in with a logic with young learners as well, and also with ELF, the lingua franca English. What we're seeing now is the perceived reason for learning English and using English is for communication between non-native speakers around the world. And this represents a big shift from the assumption in the foreign language teaching, which is that you're learning English in order to communicate with native speakers and learn about the culture and values of native speakers. So we can see this shift of emphasis now to non-native speaker communication. I think at the same time seeing an ongoing shift of the center of gravity and experience to non-native teachers of English. It was always assumed in EFL that the best teacher of English was a native speaker of English, and I think that that thread is certainly unraveling very fast. And I think also it fits into an emerging model of bilingual, even multilingual education. People are now asking around the world, how does English fit in to our society as a multilingual society, rather than it being sort of some kind of imported additional item. So this is my thinking behind the statement that CLIL signals the end of EFL as IATEFL has known it. I'm not asking you to make a value judgment as to whether you think this is a good thing or a bad thing on balance, and I'm not suggesting that IATEFL is not already transforming and evolving and embracing some of these new ideas. So the has is deliberately a past tense. Yeah, I just want to pick up on first of all, the idea that CLIL means really systemic, massive kind of culture change. The implication of that, as we've seen, is that it actually takes quite a long time to develop and mature and get it right in a particular context. Now, to make successful change happen at a national level, unfortunately, you nearly always have to work with political realities as well. The political realities in most countries are the opposite. Politicians want to see change happen within the electoral cycle. They want good news to be seen to be coming out within 3 or 4 years. Now that actually makes it very, very difficult for a technocratic kind of approach, which says, I mean, as you do in the Netherlands, you're slowly growing CLIL organically. In many countries, that would be unacceptable. Not just because of the speed of change, which is very slow, but also because many national governments cannot countenance an idea where resources are being put only into a small sector of society, which appears to be creating inequity and a lack of access for most of the population to this new, brilliant English medium education.